drop.
In the city of mountain, we keep it rockin', keep it rockin'.
Let me get shake, come on.
Shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. Shake it, mama. Shake it, daddy. Shake it, baby.
That's right, my phone.
Shake it, mama. Shake it,
Good change of direction by Bryant. Slam dunk.
Welcome to the Kobe Bryant Film Room, and this is another episode of HELLAFIDE Cap, man. Hey, y'all, it's been a while since I did HELLAFIDE Cap, man, and today I have yours truly, Rob Parker of The Odd Couple, featuring his boy Kelvin. Now, I don't know Kelvin like that. I've seen him a couple of times give some crazy takes. I have nothing against these brothers, but they were capping, man. And, I am your capologist. I'm here to call out cap, BS, fuckery, grand fuckery, and other nonsense, right? HELLAFIDE Cap is the place where you catch somebody capping so hard, the mucus starts coming out of your nose from all the laughter, man. And tears start flying from your eyes, man. It's just hilarious, bro. So they were having a conversation about the OKC Thunder and how dominant they were. But there was a lot of ridiculous statements said, and I want to review it. So without further ado, fair use, fair use, fair use. Please don't strike me. I'm just giving commentary on this platform, for educational purposes only, right? So without further ado, let's get it.
Had another Thunder blowout last night. They're now 25-1, Rob. Tying the Warriors. Obviously, the Warriors set that record some years ago, and they're on track to do that. Some people think they might actually beat them. I'm inclined to actually think they may just do that, considering how good they are, and they haven't even played their best basketball yet.
I do think they'll catch the Warriors' record. I don't know if they'll pass them. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. It's still early. We're still in December, y'all. You know what I mean? We haven't hit All-Star break where teams really are in the thick of things and teams get to catch their stride. So, but they're kicking ass, man. I mean, I forgot their exact record, because they haven't been losing much. I mean, recently they just lost to Wembanyama. As of today, I'm recording this video. They just lost to the Spurs in the in-season tournament. And so, but they're doing well, right? You're bound to lose sometimes. You can't win every game, right? And so I think this team will continue rolling because they play together and they play as one, man. And they've got talent. They're deep. They defend, and they're tough. So let's get it.
They haven't even had their full unit. It's like this guy's out. Okay, that guy's all right. J-Dub ain't even played in weeks. Okay, he's back. Well, SGA have a night off. Like, I don't even know what they're going to look like when they're fully locked in. We're in December. The NBA
they gonna look like your dad when he walks into the room with a belt. They gonna be whooping ass. This team is deep. Alex Caruso, man. You have Jalen Williams. You got Casey Wallace. They defend, man. Lou Dort is another one, man. What's the other dude's name? AJ? Is it AJ? I think AJ something, man. He's a beast as well. They deep, man. They vicious and they nasty. And I love the way they play basketball. Reminds me of the 2000s.
season doesn't even start till Christmas Day, we typically say. That's when the season starts. And they already look like a shoo-in. This is absolutely great if you're a high school basketball coach. This is the team you would show your team, hey, guys, before we go out there on this court.
See, this is kind of a backhanded compliment, right? It's a compliment because he's saying this is how you want basketball to look like. This is how you want people or kids to play like, right? Team basketball, right? But it's also backhanded because he's disqualifying them as something to look forward to, or look ahead of, or as an example in the NBA, on an NBA scale.
Practice that I want you to watch this team. They're committed. They're all for one. They play hard-nosed defense. Everybody knows their role. They don't care who gets the star. This guy's in, this guy's out, doesn't matter. They're exactly what you want from a team. But they're not at all what you want from a league. And if you're Adam Silver, this is not great.
I think the exact opposite. I think this is a ridiculous statement. This is great because this is what their collective bargaining agreement was about. They wanted to stop and prevent super teams from getting together. And this shows the NBA that you can build from scratch. This is why they blocked the Chris Paul trade, allegedly, right? Because the NBA wanted smaller market teams to be able to develop a team such as the Thunder, right? Or wrong? Am I right or wrong? So the media should be happy for this shit because they've been begging for more parity across the league. They've been begging for it, allegedly, over the years. But now they want to switch up, and it's weird. It's really weird, y'all.
I've been covering this league since, I feel like you right now, since when was I, about 10, 12 years old? I've been watching this league my whole life, and including Michael Jordan years. I never went into a season, and at this point where you go, oh, it's a shoo-in. They're winning this thing. Right? Because even in the Jordan year.
You didn't think about that when you watched KD and the Warriors get together? You didn't think it was a shoo-in? I remember the media saying it's a shoo-in. I remember when Westbrook went to the Lakers, it was supposed to be pretty much, hey, shit, the Lakers going to win the championship. I remember that. I remember these things, yo. Like, I think he either forgot or he's making shit up. We seen plenty of teams that got together and we said, oh, shit, this is a wrap. Like the Boston Celtics, when they first got together. Like, this is a wrap. I'm talking about the '08 Celtics, by the way.
You say, all right, well, Charles Barkley with the Suns looks great. He's the MVP. This could be something. All right, maybe the Utah Jazz get some revenge this year. Can Sean Kemp and Gary Payton? You could find some ways to maybe add another team or two. We are all hoping that Denver makes a thing of this thing. Otherwise, it's absolutely a wrap. So, Adams.
What about the Rockets? Right? The Rockets can make a thing of that. You say Denver. Denver's good, too. Denver might have a chance, but you have the Rockets, man. The way they hype up the Lakers, you would think the Lakers as well. Well, they know the Lakers ain't going nowhere. But they want the Lakers to add more to the team that they got, right? But what about the Spurs? You got the Spurs, the Pistons, who could give OKC some problems. You never know. It's early.
I don't know. The league got to come together. Like a reverse Chris Paul. Remember they said no, Chris Paul can't go join the Lakers and Kobe Bryant? They need to do like a reverse of that and absolutely send somebody somewhere. Giannis got to come with Luka and LeBron or go to another team, form up with Wemby, because this.
So let me rewind that. This is what it's really about.
Form up with Wemby, with Luka and LeBron, or.
That's what it's about. That's what it's always about, right? And let me tell you something, right? He's right. He brought up the Chris Paul trade. They did fuck over Kobe, right? Because they claimed they wanted Chris Paul to go to a smaller market team, and then they sent him to the Clippers. They allowed him to go to the Clippers, right? He had 1 year left in his deal. He was going to leave and go to LA, the Lakers. And he was going to team up with Kobe Bryant. And me personally, I believe they were afraid. They were afraid of what Kobe would do with CP3, because we would have been we would have had a formidable team. But with this whole nonsense with Austin Reeves, trying to shelve Austin Reeves and trying to sabotage him, the Lakers might be looking to move Austin Reeves, right? The media has been trying to move or force Giannis out using psychological tactics, right? And so this is what it's all about right here. The media wants to be able to control the narrative. And they're mad because OKC doesn't provide them with a lot of narratives. It's just straight basketball.
Go to another team, form up with Wemby, because this is not good for business. It's great for them. It's great for Sam Preston.
So he says it's not good for business, but the owners disagreed with him when they did the collective bargaining agreement. The owners got together and wanted to stop super teams. Am I lying, y'all? Am I lying? I thought that's what the whole thing, hoopla, was about. They wanted to stop super teams because their franchise players kept leaving, right? And now you have an organization who gets to be homegrown and grow their own dynasty and challenge the bigger markets. So what is this guy talking about? That the owners, this is bad for business. This is great for business.
It's great for the Thunder, but this is bad for basketball in the entertainment sense. It's a shoe-in. Every single basketball fan I talk to is like, yo, is anybody even having a shot? They're blowing everybody out 20, 30, 40 points.
So he's worried about the entertainment side. Like I told you guys, basketball is politics. This is the business of basketball. This is the entertainment side of basketball. From a basketball standpoint, this is great. This is why I tell you guys, and I've been on record talking about the NBA. The NBA, a lot of it is entertainment. Some of the shit that these players are allowed to get away with on an NBA level, you can't get away with on any other level of basketball. Right? We're talking about entertainment. We're talking about this is this goes deep, y'all, because we talk about the sports betting, the whole sports betting thing, right? And how they manipulate the games and the outcomes and things like that in order to rip you off, pretty much. I mean, that's what it's all about. And so the media, they make money off of the product as well. They make money off of promoting the product, advertising the product, creating storylines, Walt Disney-like storylines, right? They want to sell you a hero versus a villain, and they can't do that with OKC because Shea doesn't really talk. You can't make a villain out of him. And the whole team pretty much handles business. There's no bad guy on the team, right?
And I've never seen anything like this, and it's not great. You need villains. You need rivalries. You need beef. You need something that makes it compelling. The Thunder are the best team by far.
We haven't had rivalries and beefs in the super team era, really, besides two teams. That's it. The other teams didn't have a chance of winning. Y'all remember when it was the Lakers and Golden State, what were the other contenders? I mean, not the Lakers and Golden State, excuse me. When it was Cleveland and Golden State, what were the other contenders? Who was a serious contender in knocking them off? Pause. Who was a serious contender in that? Let me know, because I don't remember. I don't think there was a serious contender. You could say the Rockets, maybe. That's it for those 2 years. I think they faced in the finals. I think Golden State faced Cleveland 4 straight times in the finals. So we're talking about 2 out of the 4 years. Come on now.
There's nothing compelling about them, and it's a compliment in that they're such a great team, but you need some entertainment value. And Adam Silver, I don't know, like I said, he's going to have to pull something off, whisper to somebody, hey, y'all need y'all to make a trade.
Oh, he will. He will. He did that shit last year with the Luka Doncic trade, right? He did that shit with the Anthony Davis move. He did that shit with the draft picks going to Dallas. Oh, he will do that shit, and he has.
Somebody else somewhere with something, because this ain't, Rob, I've never seen this where it's such a shoe and a lock-in unless SGA, guy don't even want to say it, but like a bad injury where he's out for the season. Other than that, they can lose another star and still be okay. So this is just, I've never been here where in December 10th, 11th, I'm already ready to throw the towel in on the season.
So with that said, there should be a GM of the year, right? and it should be Sam Presti hands down. Based on that statement he just said, let's go back a little bit.
Where in December 10th, 11th, I'm already ready to throw the towel in on the season.
So this dude's ready to throw the towel in, dog. Sam Presti is a fantastic GM, bro. He is a great GM. He ready to throw the towel in off of a homegrown organic team, a guy who was patient, a guy who was able to manipulate the Clippers in order to build around their superstar player and then add complementary pieces around him.
You know who's winning.
I disagree there. There's a long way to go. Denver took them to 7 games last year. I'm not going to sit here and go, I don't care what the record is. Mm-hmm. You could have a bad week in the NBA or have a missed shot or some situation. Mm-hmm. We saw the Pacers last year down by 14 points with a minute, 2 minutes to, what was it?
Like 2:13. I don't remember.
2:40 to go. 2:30.
Yeah.
And down by 14 on the road and win that game and change everything. So I'm not there, that I'm not crowning them the champs in early December.
I think it's pretty much a wrap. I think this team's going to win the championship. But let me say this, right? It is early. Anything can happen. Mid-season trades, big acquisitions, anything can happen, y'all. So it is extremely early to decide who's the champs right now. Anything can happen. So that's something to look out for. Anything can happen. So the movement, the situation with Giannis, if he goes to the Spurs, who knows? That really changes everything.
But I will say this. The OKC Thunder are the worst basketball team for the NBA. They are worse than even the Harlem Globetrotters. They're a
Hey, yo, let's go back. Yo, this is some capping ass shit. Let's go back.
Ball team.
This is a hot take right here. This is something that's going to make the headlines. Good job, Rob Parker. He knows media.
Team for the NBA. They are worse than even the Harlem Globetrotters. They're a bad version of the Harlem Globetrotters. You know they used to win all the time. Mm-hmm. They always beat the
Generals.
Washington Generals. The difference is we knew the routine. We knew the script. They were supposed to win. OKC does absolutely zero for the NBA.
Y'all hear that? They knew the script. Because they say the Harlem Globetrotters was scripted, right? Entertainment-based. Guys doing tricks out there. Just, the Generals weren't supposed to win. That's not the reason why they had the Generals. You know what I mean? Generals were supposed to come out there and look like assholes, get their ass beat. And the Globetrotters were supposed to throw the ball through their legs, all sorts of shit, right? But in this analogy, he's comparing the NBA, the rest of the NBA, to the Generals. Yo, he just disrespected the entire NBA, bro. So wait a minute here. A league, right? A league with all this talent, you're going to compare them to the fucking Generals. Make it make sense. And notice he mentioned the word script. Script, y'all. Script, it's scripted. He's more focused on the storylines, the narratives, and we keep telling y'all about this on Behind the Bench Sports Network. Go subscribe to the page. But he's worried about the script, y'all. He's worried about the storylines. How can you sell this? This is the media for you.
Because there's no competition. It ain't about beefs and all that. It's about competition. Who's watching a game that's 40 or 30 or 40 or 50 points? No.
So here's the thing, right? So he says there's no competition, right? And who's watching these games, right? Who watched Cleveland versus San Antonio in 2007? Who watched San Antonio versus Detroit in 2005? Right? There's been ass whoopings, right, of epic proportion in NBA history. Lopsided victories, right? We've seen teams make it to the finals have absolutely no shot. For example, the Lakers versus the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat had multiple injuries. They had absolutely no shot winning that championship once they made it to the finals. Who watched that shit? Right? But you still promoted it. Right? So you're telling me this one team doing what they're doing is just going to thwart NBA history. It's just going to thwart the next decade. I don't believe so. I believe that the NBA always adapts, you guys. Teams are going to make adjustments to try to beat this team. Everybody remembers the Warriors, right? When they went on their run. What happened? Every team in the NBA started shooting the three. They started trying to find the Draymond Green. They started trying to set up their defenses to have all these guys who could switch and defend multiple positions to the game we have today. So teams will always make adjustments to the champions. That's how it's been going on throughout NBA history, right? Everybody believed the Boston Celtics were going to win the championship, and nobody really saw the Thunder coming, right? Boston was heads and shoulders over everybody. They were the defending champs, and they were supposed to go back to back, right? So shit happens. Injuries happen. Shit happens. You know what I mean? And injuries happen. Other teams, arrive and they mature and they develop these young players who came into the league. They start developing and they get better year after year, right? Look at the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons were ass, right? Shout out to Who Is Hendo, man. Go subscribe to my boy's Hendo's page as well. But he was a big advocate of the Detroit Pistons. He's a big Pistons fan, and he was telling us Cade's coming. He said, "Yo, just give him a little while. Cade's coming." And I laughed at him. I said, "Yo, this team's ass." I knew they were going to be eventually be good, but I told Hendo, I said, "Man, yo, this team is ass, bro." I was just fucking with him, but he stayed patient, right? He stayed patient. He stuck with his Pistons, and now look at them. They're one of the best teams in the NBA, and they've got a really bright future. They're like probably one piece away from a chip. But the the landscape is always evolving, bro. These people in the media have a "what have you done for me lately" mindset, a right now mindset. If you listen to the media, your team will never win a championship because they want you to trade all of your pieces. They want you to add multiple pieces that do not fit. You can't listen to these people. They're only interested in selling a product, the sexy product, sex appeal. They're not interested in basketball. They're not interested in the nuances of the game and what equivocates to winning. They don't give a fuck. Rob Parker could care less. This dude Kelvin could care less. They want to see their favorite players always in a situation where they win, and they don't care about the franchises. They just care about the individual player.
Nobody in their right mind is going to watch that. So that the NBA doesn't get any juice from them winning and it's exciting and oh my God, they made another three-pointer at the buzzer.
Put that Illuminati symbol down, Rob. Put that Illuminati symbol down, dog.
Three-pointer at the buzzer. These games are done at half. So people are looking for Golden Girls reruns. So that doesn't work. They're a small market to begin with.
Well, if you want to blame anything, you could blame the social activism of the NBA back in 2020, back during the pandemic. You can blame the NBA trying to merge politics as of the reason why they lost a bunch of viewership, right? So don't blame the Thunder, who are just doing their thing and playing basketball the right way. That's ridiculous.
Nothing here to like.
He said there's nothing here to like. Hold on, let's go back.
Here to like. Begin with, there's nothing here to like.
There's nothing here to like. Not good basketball, not great leadership, right? Not great defense, all-time great defense, by the way. Not camaraderie, not chemistry, nothing here to like, right? Not the way Sam Presti constructed the roster. There's small market teams showing that they have the capability to be a contender if they just play their cards right, if they draft well and be patient. Right now, small market teams have hope. So there's nothing here to like. Nothing, Rob? Nothing, nigga?
It's as bad as it gets for the NBA. And everybody who thinks that winning all the time is great, let me give you a history lesson.
So isn't this guy a Michael Jordan guy? So think about this shit for a second. The Thunder won one fucking championship, and you could argue if Halliburton was there, it may have went the other way. It could have went the other way. I'm not saying it would have went the other way, but it could have, right? But what he's trying to get you to believe is that winning too much is bad. You're a Michael Jordan fan. You watch the Bulls win. There is 6 championships out of 10 years. People were saying they were waiting on Michael Jordan to retire to win. They couldn't beat the Bulls. They didn't even go 7 games in the finals. You watch Kobe and Shaq win 3 straight championships in a row. A team wins 1 championship, he gets off to a really hot start, and now you're really mailing in. Like, who says they're going to win 3? Who knows? Who knows how many they're going to win? You don't know, Rob. Just be patient, man. Relax, dog. And chill. Chill, bruh. Chill out. Let's rewind that. This is ridiculous.
Winning all the time is great. Let me give you a history lesson. The Celtics, during their run when they...
Hold on, let me go back.
For the NBA. And everybody who thinks that winning all the time is great, let me give you a history lesson. The Celtics, during their run when they won 8 championships in a row in the 50s and 60s and all that, guess whose attendance dipped during that run? Go look at the 66.
First of all, these people won 1 championship, sir. Now you're giving them 10 more because they had a hot start to the second year of their of trying to defend their back-to-back. To defend their championship. So now you're giving them 10 more to equivalent. You're trying to make this the equivalent to the 60 Celtics. Seriously, sir? Seriously?
One season. Their tickets, you thought they had won 2 in a row, back-to-back, and they were going for their 3rd title en route to 8 in a row. Mm-hmm. People stopped going. Didn't buy tickets. I saw it. I already saw them win. How about the
attendance? Actually, isn't attendance up? Y'all let me know in the comment section, because I thought attendance was up after the whole NBC thing. Correct me if I'm wrong.
And the Braves of the 90s won 14 straight National League East titles. Kelvin, people would stop going to playoff games for the Braves. I saw it already. Mm-hmm. I've been there. It can happen. Winning all the time with no competition, no pushback is the worst thing you could have. Add to that a small market. Add to that a player people are indifferent about. No one is like, oh, I can't stand SGA or he guys must see TV. It's indifferent. So OKC Thunder are the worst basketball team for the NBA. They get nothing from this. No juice. I don't know who's watching. People in OKC? Okay.
Sure.
Hey,
Nigga, it's not just people in OKC. What are you talking about? If they win, people are going to watch the same amount that they watched this year. Their teams are going to develop and they're going to add, right? Like Denver. Who knows who Denver might add? Who knows who these teams might trade for? You don't know. So the fact that, like, when Kobe and Shaq played, people still watched. Like, come on, bro. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. And we're talking about after 2001, we ran through the whole league. We lost, and I doubt the Thunder are going to do this. If they do this now, we might have to apologize to Rob Parker. But the Lakers went 15-1 in 2001. We went 15-1, dog. We smashed everybody. I think the only reason why the 76ers got us that one game is because we had a couple of days off. But after that, the ass whooping commenced, and we started winning again and dominating. Right? So, but it wasn't a foregone conclusion. Other teams stepped up. Other teams stepped up and added to what they had. Now, granted, the Lakers won again after that. But, shit, San Antonio 2003, they got us. We had injuries, multiple injuries to the team, different challenges. Teams, we make trades, and, you know, sometimes you lose a trade. Sometimes players want to leave. Sometimes things happen, right, throughout the course of a couple of years, 2 years, right? These things happen. So the way Rob Parker is, you know, trying to pitch you guys this doomsday scenario is like, dude, everything's gonna be all right, bro. Just relax, bro. The media always does this shit. You know what I mean? It's like watching Alex Jones. Hey, you guys ever watch Alex Jones? And Alex Jones is sitting there telling you, oh, fuck all this shit. Hey, stock up right now. Buy all your cans. Buy all your fruits, your vegetables, your meats. Buy gold right now. Even though you should take some of that advice, right? You know, you should be probably buying that shit anyways, just for you. You know what I mean? Just so you can have and store. You know, you're always supposed to store for a rainy day, right? But the panic that they invoke in you, you know what I mean? Do this or you're gonna die. You know what I mean? That mentality.
But ain't no basketball fans watching no 49-point blowout. I'm sorry.
The Thunder is the perfect name because it's like a rain cloud on the NBA.
But they can watch. He said no basketball fans is watching a 49-point blowout. But we literally watched Golden State sweep the Cavs. I think they won 4-1 the first meeting, right? How many games did they win the first time in 2017? It was an ass whooping. But then they swept them the very next year, right? Straight ass whooping. Beat down. Stomped out. Stone Cold Steve Austin, mudhole style. But we watched. We still came back and watched.
It's a rain cloud on the NBA because, again, and I mean this in the most complimentary way. They played the absolute best basketball. Every person knows their role. Don't care if I play 5 minutes or 25 tonight. Don't care who got the shot. Everybody's playing defense, taking charges, moving the ball around. We got a closer in SGA. We got a number 2 in J-Dub. Matter of fact, have a seat, J-Dub, for weeks. We'll be okay. We got Chet. They play an amazing brand of basketball as far as winning games. And again, I said it, if I was a high schooler or coach in college, this is the team I would try to model my team after. However, the difference between what we're seeing with them and the difference what we saw with the Warriors did it, or with the Bulls. Number one, the Bulls had Michael Jordan. It didn't get any bigger. But they also had Dennis Rodman, right? Character. You knew what he was. You just wild.
But
you don't know if he's
games, though.
And they were in games. I'm going where you're going. They had to hit some buzzer beaters. They had to be in some, I don't know how we pulled that off. You go to that Warriors team. They were in.
Okay, so what you should be saying is you should be saying the rest of the league has to step their game up then. It's not the Thunder's fault that they're whooping people's ass. You guys have to play harder defense. Maybe practice more, right? Maybe play some damn competitive basketball out there, right? Show a little bit more heart. Draft better. right? So I don't get it. I don't get it. You guys should be promoting the Thunder. Maybe the problem with the Thunder or why people don't give a fuck, as you guys say, is because you guys don't promote the Thunder enough. I barely hear about the Thunder. Any team that wins the championship, well, any team that won the championship within the last, 10 years? If it wasn't a LeBron-led team or a Steph Curry-led team, you guys ain't talk about them. You guys barely talked about the Bucks. You barely talked about Denver, right? These teams that won, you barely talked about the Celtics after they won. You know, even Boston, being in a big market, since you guys think it's all about big markets. No, it's about the personality, right? This is the media trying to sell you a product. But even with Boston, they didn't really give Tatum his due like that. They didn't promote Tatum as the face of the league. And this is what I'm saying. Shea will never be the face of the league because they would have gave it to him already. What more does he have to do to become the face of the NBA? Right? If he's on this trajectory that they're saying dominance, right? Along with the team success, right? He's playing great. He's also on a great team. The best leader on the best team should win the MVP according to the media. That's what I was told throughout the years, right? Shea is considered the best player in the league by a lot of people, right? Why are you guys not going out of your way to say, wait a minute, instead of doing this silly-ass show about how they're the worst thing for the NBA, why don't you do a show and say, damn, why isn't Shea the face of the NBA? Why are we still pushing guys like Anthony Edwards? Why are we still pushing guys like Luka instead of a guy like SGA who's beating everybody's ass right now? Just a question. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying why you guys are not posing the question.
In a lot of games, they close it out at the end. They also were compelling. We'd never seen anything like Steph Curry before. Remember, this is early Steph. Now we're used to it. This is early Steph. This is early Clay. We had a nickname for them. They were the Splash Brothers. We had Draymond Green fighting people, stomping people, chaos. We were familiar with Steve Kerr. There was something to be seen. With this Thunder team, not a single buddy of mine or anybody has texted me, yo, you watching this Thunder game?
Well, they're probably casuals. You know what I mean? And so this is the media's mindset. The media wants to cater basketball to the casuals. And there's nothing wrong with giving the casuals what they want, right? But the problem is when you cater the game around casuals. The game is supposed to be bigger than the casuals, right? It's supposed to be bigger than that. The game is supposed to be about the game, first and foremost. And then you take care of the casual fans. But see, the media has it backwards. They try to take care of the casuals, but what ends up happening is the casuals do not stay. Casual fans, let me tell you something about casual fans. They do not stay and watch. They watch because you captivated them in some way, shape, or form to watch for a small amount of time. But they're going to go on to other shit. They're not true basketball fans. What you need to do is you need to bring back some of those fans from the 90s that you lost. And the way you get them back is you promote real basketball. And your stars are going to naturally come. But you can't cheat the game. Stars are going to develop. A star comes every couple of years. You know. And we've seen that throughout each and every generation. Each and every generation has their star. So that's never been the NBA's problem, is finding a star.
That's why I said they're the worst.
Nobody.
This is the worst basketball team for the NBA. And it just is.
And it's their fault for being really good, and I understand it.
But it's not compelling. It's not, without the compelling part, without the competition part, sports, that's what separates sports from everything else. When we watch movies, we know who the good guy is and we know who the bad guy is, right? And the good guy always wins, right?
Yep.
But we don't know how we get to that point, so we watch.
And maybe he doesn't win in this one,
But
yeah.
The good guy always wins. What did I tell you guys? They're more interested in the storyline, the gamesmanship, They're not into basketball. These people can give a fuck. And this is why basketball is as bad as it is today. And I'm not talking about the Thunder. I'm just talking about with the special privileges that they give to the players, allowing travels, allowing them just to abuse the rules, moving screens, stiff arms, double dribbles, is because these people are more interested into a Walt Disney-like storyline that's going to make people feel good, but it's going to be horrible basketball.
But sports is totally different. The whole idea is that we don't know what's going to happen. That's what keeps bringing us back. It's the upsets. Oh, my God, I can't believe what I just saw.
Well, that shit can still happen. What if a team in the playoffs beats this Thunder team? Right? If you guys keep promoting them as this unbeatable juggernaut and somebody beats them, then that's going to take away from your storyline that you're trying to promote as if everything's unfair. Right? Right? Anything can happen. We haven't even reached... The media is in full-blown panic mode, and we haven't even reached the All-Star break yet.
Can't believe that Rojas hit a home run with 1 out in the 9th for the Dodgers. Nobody could have scripted that. Nobody.
You still don't believe it.
No, I don't believe it.
No, it's unbelievable.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, you brought up Tyrese Halliburton. Who thought he would be the star of the summer? Hitting game winner after game winner after game. Like, that was unbelievable.
And that was good for basketball. And Indiana is not a big market. So, again, I don't know what these guys are talking about, man. I really don't. I'm trying to understand what they're trying to say, but it just sounds like they just need a topic for this show. Right? They just want to talk about something. This makes absolutely no sense. Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers, they pushed this Thunder team. They challenged them. It wasn't all sweet. When the Thunder had them down, they came back. So this whole thing is, oh man, nobody can compete, blah, blah, blah. That's not what we seen in the playoffs last year.
What makes sports exciting. This Thunder team is a bore, is a snooze fest. I'm not interested, and I'm not taking away. They're great. They're 25-1, whatever their record is now, and I get it. But I'm sorry. I'm here for the competition. I don't want to see Harlem Globetrotters games against the Washington Generals. It's
funny when I hear guys from the media talk about competition all the time, but they'll rank Kobe outside of the top 10, right? Or outside of the top 5. But they keep talking about this competition thing when Kobe's beaten damn near the most competition in NBA history. Right, so it just doesn't seem genuine that they care about competition. No, you don't. It's not how you rank players. You don't rank players based on competition, bro. Like, let's stop this bullshit.
I don't want to see that. That doesn't entertain me. It doesn't interest me. It doesn't make me feel any kind of way.
And let me say this. I'm not sure where Rob Parker ranks Kobe. I'm just saying in general, the media in general.
What it feels like a bad Harlem Globetrotters, Washington Generals thing that we're watching. Sorry, count me out.
And it would be different if SGA was Wemby. Let's say this was the Spurs and Wemby was just going crazy, 33 a night, and because he's a freak, right? He's something with unicorn. We never seen this before. So it will be compelling. You'd be like, man, are you seeing what this 7'6" guy is doing every night? You'd be talking about it every night. This is crazy. But because SGA is their best player and he just goes about his business in a workmanlike fashion, you don't talk about it. Nobody ever.
Well, let me give you a proposal, and then I'm going to close out. What if Wemby beats OKC like he did a couple of days ago? What if a guy as talented as Wemby can compete with the Thunder? Isn't that great for basketball? Right? Isn't that what we all want? So this whole notion that, Wemby oh, if it was a guy like Wemby, well, it still can be a guy like Wemby. He just has to beat them or has to challenge them. Sometimes, just like when you see Michael Jordan in the 80s against the Celtics. Michael Jordan's performance caught people's attention. Sometimes your performance against juggernauts catch people's attention. Right? But anyways, this is the Kobe Bryant Film Room. I'm not going to keep this thing going, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the commentary. These guys are absolute ridiculous, and they capping their ass off. Another subject for their show, I guess. You know, they need to talk about something. But to me, they're better off just talking about, hey, who should be the next face of the league? Should it be Wemby? Should it be Luka? Should it be SGA? Right? Who's next in line? What? You know, and they're better off either promoting SGA or just fucking talking about something else, because this is ridiculous, bro. This makes absolutely no fucking sense to compare the NBA to the Washington Generals. You just insulted the whole NBA. The Thunder are a great team, but they've only got one championship. Stop comparing these niggas to the Bill Russell Celtics, bro. If they win a lot more, then we could start comparing them to the Bill Russell Celtics. But until then, bro, this is all bullshit. Just leave it alone, dog. But anyways, this is the Kobe Bryant Film Room. I appreciate all y'all for watching, man. Shout out to the bench crew, Rashad, JB, Kelvin, and Big Dog Talk Sports. This is Kobe Bryant Film Room. Peace out. Holla.